for Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. This is a rescheduled meeting. We were supposed to have next week. However, we would not have had a quorum. So we having it early. Our charter requires to have a meeting in July. We will be on break after this meeting and we'll reconvene on the 18th of August. With us tonight is Chief from the board is let me on here.
Mr. Mondell.
Yes, Mr. Mondell. Thank you. I'm drawing blanks today.
All right. It's the heat.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Schnabel and Mr. Ricky. Without, if there's no objection, Mr. Dwanzik is excused from this meeting. Also with us tonight is Chief Utilities Executive, Mr. Monroe, and Chief of Utility Operations, Greg Yurnich. And from Manager Gavin, we have outside counsel, Tyler Berry. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our last meeting, which was July 16th. I'm sorry, yeah, June 16th. Thank you. Any comments or corrections or on those minutes? Seeing none, they are approved as submitted. Next item is public input. We do not have anyone here in the audience. Is there anyone from the internet? Which
There is not.
okay, thank you. Next item is correspondence. Mr. Monroe.
I do not have any correspondence to pass along this evening.
Thank you. Our next item is expenditures on our goldenrod sheets. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. I move to accept the Avon Lake Regional Water expenses from June 12th through June 25th, 2026.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Schnabel. Discussion. I think this might be a first one. We have not had any discussion on our expenditures. See,
I would just make a general comment. Budget wise, you can see many of our line items are right on par where they should be for halfway through the year.
okay, excellent. That's good news. Thank you. Seeing no other further comments, we'll close discussion. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Next item on the agenda is water filtration plant operator, Mr. Monroe.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Due to an upcoming retirement of one of our operators at the water filtration plant, we are proactively filling that position. We received applications from interested individuals after we advertised. Mr. Yurnich and Mr. Gibney interviewed applicants, and they recommend Kyle Moyer to fill the open position. Mr. Moyer has successfully completed all of his pre-employment drug, alcohol screening, background check, and physical. He will begin his employment with us on July 13th, 2026 as an operator at step 2, which is an hourly rate of $32.15 per hour. And we would like to welcome Kyle to our team. Mr. Yurnich, I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yes, he has a bachelor's degree in environmental engineering. He's got his class 1 already. He's worked for a different water plant for 3 years, so he comes with experience. Both Jason and I got the impression he's very motivated. He's going to be taking his test for the class 2 very shortly. He has the experience for that, so once he would pass that, that would be a step increase for him. So we're looking forward to adding him to the team, getting him acclimated to our plans. And as we've kind of said in the past, you know, finding operators that work at a smaller plant tend to adapt to ours much easier. They're used to working alone and working with the entire process. So we're very excited for him to join our team.
Is he a resident?
Not yet. He's going to be moving out this way.
Nice.
Okay, excellent. Well, we certainly want to welcome Kyle to the team and a great job in filling these positions. Next item on the agenda is project updates. Mr. Yurnich.
Right. This up here. All right, we'll start with the water filtration plant improvements.
There we go.
All right, so they have completed the leak testing in 2 of the 4 new filters. Here in this picture, you can see that they're starting to install the, these are the collectors where the water will flow into the filter. This one, they are starting to install the under drains. So these are at the very bottom. That's what collects the filtered water. They will support the gravel, the layers of gravel, sand, and anthracite. So these filters are starting to take shape with all of the internal components of the filter.
What is the life expectancy of those filters? How often do you have to change those?
So the media requires inspection. What you do is you collect a sample of it and we call it a sieve analysis. They just determine the size of each of the layers to see that they haven't worn beyond their specifications. 15 to 20 years is
Really?
about what we would expect.
Okay.
We've had filters that have had media that was a little bit older than that, still performing well within their specifications, but the EPA really likes to see that 15 to 20-year replacement.
Very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll continue, I'm sorry.
There's
Wait
there's
for
a
the
little
picture.
bit of
There's a lag on the
Okay.
display.
So these are the valve controls that this gentleman is installing. So on each of the filters, you've got the valves that will control the influent, the effluent, the drain, the backwash. A lot of them are normally controlled once the filter is in operation by the PLC. If you have the need to operate them manually, you have these local controls, and that is what he is currently setting up. So a lot of the valves are in kind of a difficult position to reach easily. So having those localized control center is a big benefit there. This is inside the basement of the 1980 section of the water plant. These tanks used to hold our aluminum sulfate, which is the coagulant that we use. This area of the plant is being repurposed. It's going to hold the liquid lime slurry that we are converting to. Now that the aluminum sulfate feed system is up and running, I believe that was last Thursday that they had started feeding alum from the new chemical feed building, and tested everything out, ensured it was working properly. They were able to go in and start demolishing this section. Those tanks were put in while the building was under construction. There is no way to remove those in one piece. So as you can see here, they have begun cutting the tanks into pieces so that it can be removed, and then they can start with the addition of the final chemical feed system. Just another view. We had a total of 3 tanks for the alum. I believe those two in the picture are about 6,500 gallons a piece. And the first one that we had shown, that was about 7,500 gallons. The new tanks, each of those, I believe, was about 16,500 gallons, and there's 3 of them. So we've really increased our storage just to have more chemical on hand. Just another view of that area with one of the tanks removed. This is for the sodium hypochlorite feed. As we kind of discussed in the past, a lot of the chemical feed lines, there's a PVC carrying pipe within a clear plastic tube at various locations. That's for leak protection and also a visible indicator that there is a leak. There are leak detectors within those pipes, but it's kind of a backup to a backup, just ensuring that if there is a leak within that system, it's not just going to go anywhere. It will fill up the pipe on the outside and give another indicator that those lines need attention. There's multiple feed lines for each location, also to have the redundancy that we require. And this is a drone photograph. I don't know exactly which day it was taken, but just kind of showing.
Yesterday.
Okay, yesterday. Showing the current state of the water filtration plant, and in the lower right, you can see the new chemical feed structure, and it really is a significant building, and that was to contain all of those chemical storage tanks.
Okay, cool.
Any questions on the water filtration plants?
Still on schedule?
Yes.
Everything's rolling ahead.
Tech Wind project. We've now had 2 complete months of it operating uninterrupted. Staff is still continuing to collect data, and we hope to have, kind of a good overview of a breakdown of what the cost of producing it ourselves is versus, purchasing it in bulk. We were also able to get confirmation from TechWin. We had the human machine interface, the HMI, fail a couple months ago. We had purchased a new one just to get the system back up and running. They were able to restore the previous one. So we now have a redundant unit on the shelf. If we were to have another issue, it'd be a simple matter of pulling one, placing the other, and it would get us back into business very quickly. Moving.
Just a quick question.
Sure.
In just in general, when we switch over to this process versus the gaseous or the liquid, is there cost savings versus, at one time we worried about availability, really during COVID, that was an issue. When we look at cost of treatment, is this a more efficient way from a cost standpoint?
It's really about the same. From a cost perspective, that really wasn't, it's very comparable, but the availability and the safety were the main things that we had focused on with that. So it's not necessarily going to be a cost savings, but just much easier to work with and much less as far as the required maintenance. There was a lot of things required with the gaseous liquid chlorine that we're going to be very excited to be done with.
So obviously some of that COVID type pricing has come down, which is,
Yeah, I think if you look back pre-pandemic,
yes.
the cost of chlorine gas was a constant for the longest time. I mean, even from year to year, we rarely saw an increase, and so it was very economical. And from a treatment standpoint, it did a very nice job. Obviously, the other side of that coin was the risks of
Yes.
of that. Now that we've seen the huge increases in 2020, 2021 with chlorine gas, and it has come down a little, but I think it's never going to be pre-pandemic again.
Okay.
So
It's come down to about 4 times what it was prior to those huge price increases, but it hasn't been, it's kind of settled out there. It's
Okay. Sounds good. Next item.
all right. For the water bundle project, all the connections on Armor Road have been completed. They're currently working on restoring any driveways and sidewalks and yard restoration. They're trying to get that done before this weekend. The water line installation at Lake and Lear has been completed, and beginning on June 29th, they began, they had to close down a portion of electric. They're doing the culvert that the city needed replacing. So that work is currently underway. KMU continues with the water meter relocations. And they've got about 100 more to go out of the 421 that needed to be moved from inside a residence out to a vault in the yard. And moving on to the,
Can I ask just a quick question on this culvert? What do we have? What are we doing at the culvert? Is that actually UUI doing it?
yes, it's part of the bundle project. There's
Okay.
the various parts that we have on those shared projects. This is from a financial responsibility, the city's
part,
responsibility.
But it's UUI.
We manage the project though.
It's UUI
That's the
doing it.
in-kind services that we provide, because the city doesn't necessarily have the staff for
Okay.
inspection services.
but,
and we have the dedicated staff.
okay. this is-
And from a standardization standpoint, we have good records. So
Gotcha.
we're involved because it's our project, but financially.
This is their part of the
yes, because
financial part of it.
it's road and stormwater, roadway and stormwater.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. I just didn't know what we had going on and we're there.
That's the one right by the pool, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah, before the church and city hall.
Right there, yeah.
And that is an anticipated 77-day shutdown.
Yes, all of it,
Okay,
if not more.
okay.
Administration building expansion. So you can see that they've mobilized, they've got their trailer set up, the site is secured. Fencing has been put up all the way around the area that they'll be in. So they've begun the initial part of that. They're kind of securing everything, making sure that the structures that will remain are going to be stable during the demolition of the front part of the building. They've been removing a lot of the interior ceiling panels, the drop ceiling, just so they've got a good view of everything existing. And staff has relocated the fiber feed that originally 201 was kind of the hub. We've made sure that we've got redundancy so that we can maintain connectivity between all of our locations during this project.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember the proper terminology is the distribution crew who works out of the back building.
Correct.
Obviously, their break rooms and everything else have been established in the garage areas.
Yes.
So that,
Yes, that's part of the site plan and security plan is they even built a false wall, so to speak, with a door to secure so that our staff that's on site, all of our inventory and whatnot that we have there, it's still an operational facility, but it is secured and they're making a lot of progress. We had our first progress meeting today with the contractor, their subs, and I think probably in the next couple weeks you're going to actually start seeing some demolition of building, but they're making good progress.
thank you. Mr. Ricky.
Can I digress just a question on demolition at the water filtration plant? Has that started?
No.
Okay,
No.
that hasn't started. I saw the water tower in the picture. That's
Yeah.
why I asked.
The contract is, we've approved the contract
Right.
and that's been awarded. They're before they could do demolition of some of the older structures, because we wanted to preserve the original building. And in order to do that, we have to do a structural evaluation. There may be some shoring that we need to do to make sure that
Right.
building stays.
As long as we don't go
Intact.
crazy on spending money to save something that we're not using.
No,
know.
certainly not. But
That's all.
I mean, with that being our original facility, there obviously the historical value to us is there, but that's why we need to make sure we evaluate it.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you. I'm sorry to digress.
Okay, moving on, we have the CUE report, Mr. Monroe.
Yes, I do have a few items to report on. Mr. Dwanzik and I attended the consortium meeting with all of our bulk customers last week. We had a great meeting with them, talked about finances, budget. Obviously, they were all pleased that we had no rate increase for them. So they were very thankful for that. We did talk about the amendment that we need to execute for both the ETL1 agreement and the ETL2 agreement. There's separate partners in each of those, so there's separate amendments. That was discussed, and we're working through comments and red lines and whatnot. So it was a good meeting that we had, and thank our partner, Rural Lorraine County Water Authority, for hosting. It's kind of our central point for all of our bulk customers coming from Medina and Medina City, Medina County. So Next item I have to report on is last week I attended the State of the Great Lakes discussion at the City Club in downtown Cleveland. Brian Stubbs, the Executive Director, CEO for the Cleveland Water Alliance, was the keynote speaker. Did a very nice job of discussing the state of the Great Lakes and specifically Lake Erie, but also they took the opportunity to make sure he mentioned Avon Lake Regional Water and our partnership on the TechWin agreement and that pilot project. They also did include a very nice write-up in their 2025 impact report that they provide as a annual report to all of their stakeholders. So it was well attended, and I appreciate the invitation from them. And the last item I have to report on is Chairman mentioned our next meeting will be August 18th. The board will be on summer recess. I will not be in attendance at the August 18th meeting. That is the same time as the State Water and Wastewater Conference in Cincinnati. As the chairman of the Water Utility Council for Ohio, we have our annual meeting at the conference, so I do have to be there, but Mr. Yurnich will be here to step in. And that is all I have to report.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is member reports and miscellaneous. Anyone? And then Mr. Rickey.
Yeah, I just want to compliment the staff on this drinking water conference report. I think it was well done, very professional. I encourage our customers to really read through it. Some lot good information in here. Mr. Dwanzik's letter on the front page is very complete and comprehensive of what's gone on in the last 12 months. But I think it makes us look good. It's really professionally done, and staff, kudos to the staff. And I don't know who all is involved in this, but I think it's what I would expect from our organization, and it meets my expectations. So
Thank you for that. And I would just add that that is one of the most favorite things for Mr. Yurnich to do every year. He loves doing the CCR. He's worked on it for a number of years. He just won't give it up. But I will say a lot of what's in there, while staff does a great job on it, a lot of it is dictated by Ohio EPA
Yeah,
and how it's
I saw-
presented.
I saw.
But we don't do just the minimum.
No.
And I thank Mr. Dwanzik for, again, for the article that he did write for that. And we appreciate that. Thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I don't think there's any further other than, wishing everyone a happy 4th and a safe weekend, especially with the amount of heat we have going on right now. Next item is public input. Obviously, the only one might be someone from the internet.
There are no comments online.
Okay, and we have an executive session scheduled tonight. So the CEO requests to meet executive session to discuss the purchase and or sale of public property for public purposes, pending or imminent court action. The CEO does not anticipate any formal action by the board upon reconvening from the public. Mr. Schnabel, would you like to make that motion?
I meet in executive session as allowed by Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22 G2 and G3, to discuss the purchase and or sale of property for public purposes and pending or imminent court action, and to include the COE, the CUO, and a representative from Mansard-Gavin.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I think it was seconded by Mr. Mondello. This is a roll call vote. So Mrs. Schnabel?
Yes.
Mr. Rickey?
Yes.
Mr. Mondello?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. It's unanimous 4-0. We adjourn the executive session. We meet in 7 o'clock. If anyone needs a break, we can do it immediately. Anyone need a break?
No.
I don't.
No.
Okay.
Hold on, I got to shut off the stream.